You ever feel like your shot wasn't good enough, or were you dealing with target panic? For the next month, I'm gonna be pushing my archery limits, obtaining new habits, and transforming my shot in hopes to break bad habits and my shot panic I've developed over the past couple years. This is my shot right now. High draw, incorrect form, wrong arrow length, and yeah, the critical punch of the trigger. So here's the plan. Each day I focus on a different area of improvement. Draw cycle, form, pulling through the shot, mindset, and more. Today's gonna be day one. I'm starting by going back to the basics so I can set myself up for success. I'll be sharing my progress, struggles, and wins along the way. Are you guys ready to see what happens when you commit to 30 days of improvement? Let's dive in. All right guys, so we're doing a YouTube series. How much better can I get in shooting 50 arrows a day, the last 5 being at this 5-dot target? So the goal of day one was just to get out there and shoot so that I could identify some areas to help get closer to achieving the perfect shot. The motivation that I used to really start the challenge and get through it was I wanted to be able to trust myself to make a more ethical shot on an animal. I wanted to fix the target panic that I didn't think I had, but later discovered that I actually had target panic. I just thought I was just punching the trigger. It turns out that is a form of target panic. So I wanted to be able to break that. And I really didn't like my draw cycle. I felt like my draw wasn't right. I saw how guys were doing it on YouTube. I couldn't decide if I wanted to pull straight back or if I wanted to go up and pull across my body. It's kind of the sky draw that some people do, and I kind of landed on like a mixture of both. A major takeaway and really improvement from day one was somebody commented and mentioned how I held my release. I never thought about how I actually held my release against my face. I was holding it horizontally. I wasn't holding it vertically against my cheek. So after that, I turned my hand on my release and moved vertically. It's more flush against my face and it's more of a consistent anchor point. And that's how I shoot now. Welcome to day 3. Today we're gonna work on fixing back tension, not punching the release, and everything like that. So when day 3 came around, I decided I actually wanted to start fixing stuff that was wrong in my shot. I wanted to start working on holding back tension correctly and keeping my hand in the same spot whenever I draw my bow back. I realized that holding back tension correctly, holding against your back wall, can really affect your groups, especially at longer ranges. So on day 3, I continued to work on the grip of my release and my back tension, and I really learned the importance of a fixed hand on your bow whenever you're drawing your bow back. As the days progressed on, I noticed a lot of movement in my body that wasn't there before when I drew back. I was actually moving my body how I was supposed to move my arms, which after extensive research and checking out the comments that you guys left, I knew that wasn't right and I needed to address that and fix that. What's up guys, it is day 9 of our 30-day improvement challenge. So I was looking at some of the comments about my draw and the movement. So I looked up a bunch of pro guy videos like you guys said, and I tweaked my draw cycle a little bit. I fixed all the movement in my draw, but I was still struggling to pull through the actual release. So I realized it was time to tackle the real mental issue. It was time to go after target panic. Welcome to day 10 of our 30-day improvement challenge. When day 10 came along, I really wanted to focus on pulling through the shot and not punching the trigger. So I really adopted the push-pull method where you push the bow with one hand and pull the release with the other. But after shooting for a little bit, I realized that I wasn't doing it right. I was pushing with my bow hand and applying too much pressure, and it caused my pin to bounce. I couldn't figure out why my pin was bouncing. The way I fixed that is I just put a steady amount of pressure against the bow and just pull it against the back wall and kept pulling, kind of just holding the bow in the same spot. When I figured that out, it really helped the pin from bouncing and bobbing all over the place. But I still wasn't all the way there with my pull through of the shot. What's up guys, welcome to day 14 of our 30-day improvement challenge. Been seeing some comments on my grip on my bow about how that's creating inconsistencies. So today I'm gonna work on gripping the bow how I shoot it, not moving it around like I have been. Today we're gonna work on pulling and pushing every single shot no matter what. We're gonna blank bail, not really worried about where it's going at the target. So let's do our shots for the day. I felt really good on day 15. I shot good, my draw cycle felt good. Many of you pointed this out and I didn't realize it at the time. I was pulling through the shot and I was just flailing my arm back, subconsciously thinking that I was actually pulling through the shot, but I was really still hammering it and still controlling the release and just subconsciously throwing my arm back. And I had a little bit of setback on day 15. I didn't feel like I was doing it the way it was supposed to be done. I knew something was off, but I didn't know what. So I went back to blank bailing for the next couple of days, thinking maybe my form's off, maybe my draw cycle's off. I didn't really know. Yesterday I didn't like how my pull through and my shot was. I didn't feel like I was doing it correct. So today I'm gonna actually wrap my thumb around and slowly pull through the shot. So we should have a lot slower of a squeeze off today. After doing some research and seeing what you guys were saying in the comments on day 17, I started to wrap my thumb around the trigger. I felt like the form was actually really good today. I had a couple of surprise shots. I punched, I think 2. But for the most part, I pulled through the shots and they were good, I felt like. So we're seeing some improvement, guys. Thank you guys for following along on the journey. I'll see y'all tomorrow. On day 18, I had a realization. I wasn't applying the same amount of finger pressure on the bow every shot. It wasn't consistent. It was causing me to over torque the bow. I've noticed my shots have been pulling to the right. So I think that's because of my finger placement and pressure and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to have very little pressure on the front of the bow. I really had to figure out how I was going to hold the bow. So I found a comfortable spot in the groove of the grip of my bow, and now I lock my fingers there at the same time, and that really improved my groups. Sorry for the really close-up lens. We are going to shoot our shots for the day. I have not been shooting the best. I have not been actually pulling through, so we did some research, so hopefully we can correct it today. This is my documentary saying, hey, I can do better at this thing. We're gonna do it. It's day 21. We're gonna work on our pull through. We're gonna try to have perfect shots today. It is day 22 and we got the target set up here, tripod here, all the setup there, camera, bow, all that jazz. Today we're gonna shoot at a single dot and we're gonna see how tight we can group 3 arrows. With 7 days left in the challenge, you guys were already saying it, but it was time for me to saddle up. After all, the whole reason that I started the challenge in the first place was to be able to trust myself to make a more ethical shot on an animal. I decided to start low on the ground. I was a foot or 2 off the ground maybe, just kind of working on my form. For those of you who are just into target archery and you don't do any sort of hunting or anything, whenever you're 25 feet up into a tree, everything about your shot changes. So that's why I stay kind of a foot or 2 off the ground. I really wanted to mess with the form, perfect the form in the saddle. With the final days of the challenge approaching, we decided to do something a little different. I decided to do the 3-spot Vegas shoot to really seal in and see how much we actually improved. What's up, guys? It is day 27 of our 30-day improvement challenge. Today and for the rest of the challenge, we're doing something a little different. We're doing a 3-spot Morel target Vegas shoot challenge. I felt really good to score a 28 out of 30, but something still felt off. I didn't feel like I had the perfect shot yet. So later that night, I sat down, did some research, and discovered something that really changed my shot forever.
This is the information people have been looking for since shooting began.
Day 28. Day 28 was the day my shot truly changed. I implemented Joel Turner's shot IQ. Day 28 is the day that I really started to work on the mindset part of shooting. The mind is where target panic happens, so we're going full force to target panic to try to knock it out. Before, I was just shooting with a clear mind. I wasn't really thinking about anything, nothing was in my head. Today, I figured out how to walk myself through the aim room into the concentration room and started to mentally say, here I go, pull, 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 until the shot actually went off. This is where my shot panic truly started to disappear. I do still get target panic in some shots, but the implementation of what Joel Turner teaches in Shot IQ really changed my shot. It really helped me fix my mental. Now I can actually focus in on something instead of focusing in on nothing. Shot IQ really helped me.
Following breaking news, as we are just learning from the National Hurricane Center that Category 1 Hurricane Debbie made landfall near Steinhatchee, Florida.
What's up, guys? It is day 29 of our 30-day improvement challenge. There's a hurricane coming, so we have an umbrella. We're still gonna get our shots in, even though there is a hurricane. Let me come show you what we've been working on. We've been practicing, having a resight in the bow. I was messing around with it last night, getting some evening shots in. And we're all in there. Minus this one, ignore that. But we're in there. So we're gonna get the 3-dot Morel target up. Start shooting, it's raining. It is coming down, so let's get our shots in. Here we go. To me, day 29 was really the perfect storm for concentration. I had a sore shoulder from shooting for 28 days prior to this. My mentality was really getting to me from shooting and editing and all that for 28 days in a row. And plus, I was shooting in the middle of the rain because I had a hurricane coming. So day 29 really helped me zone everything out and really focus. I shot a 9, 9, and a 10. So I was feeling really good going into day 30. But then a new issue arose. I saw a comment on my latest video. You're death gripping your release. I didn't think I was death gripping my release. I thought I had a good grip so it didn't slip. I wasn't squeezing too hard, didn't have very little pressure on it. After looking at that comment and doing some research, I needed to have a firm grip, but let it loose in my hand. So on day 30, going into our last day, we had one last thing to work on to be able to really perfect our shot. Day 30. We're on the last day of the challenge. 3 more shots and it's over. Alright guys, so we're doing a YouTube series. How much better can I get in shooting 50 yards a day? So guys, it is day 29 of our 30-day improvement challenge. What's up, guys? Welcome to day 30 of our 30-day improvement challenge. I feel like my shot has improved so much. We've broken it all the way down and rebuilt it all the way back up. Let's see if we can get 10s on every shot. When I let that last arrow fly and I hit the 10 ring, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I felt really accomplished. I felt like I really improved my shot, consistency, and mentality through the whole process. Through perseverance and hard work, I discovered a new love for archery and YouTube. I truthfully couldn't have done this without you guys. All the comments you guys left to really help me improve, and you guys wanted to see me improve. It really felt amazing to have a loving community that wanted me to succeed, and it really made me want to push out the videos each day. A takeaway that I got from doing and completing this 30-day improvement challenge is you can do anything you set your mind to in life. I might not have cured my target panic 100%, but breaking my shot all the way down and building it back up, I feel like I've laid a really good foundation to be able to continue my journey, to really chase after having the perfect shot.